Yo, what's good, TooSmooth fam? I'm back with yet another video. And y'all probably clicked on this video to hear the squeaky ass chair again. No, I'm playing, but this will be the last video with the squeaky ass chair, so y'all ain't even gonna think about that anymore. Anyways, today you probably clicked on this video because you guys were curious about how I was able to get my dreadlocks like this all by myself. Or you guys just want to know for, you know, just how can I do it myself. I'm gonna be going over everything that I know and that I've learned with this, so stay tuned, watch the whole thing, bro, because I'm telling you, like, there's so much that I've learned and so much that you guys can seriously use. But before we get into the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the TooSmooth fam, and yeah, also give the video a thumbs up because I am giving you guys free game right now. Like, seriously, free game, bro. Free game, bro. But anyways, let's get straight to the video.
His hair content, how he makes his hair so look. We all got matching movies. Right now, this game could be turned into a movie, bro.
Make sure you like and subscribe down below.
Alright, before I start talking about anything, I just want to let you know that there is a fan going on. So if you guys hear that fan noise, just disregard that. Anyways, let's get straight into talking for real. First things first, let's talk about how I got my dreadlocks. So those of you who've been following my channel for a while, you guys obviously already know. But you know, for those of you that are new and have no clue, what I used to get my locks was a sponge. I literally only use this to get my hair. As you guys can see, there's holes. It's hard for you guys to see because of lighting. But it's a hair coiling sponge. And that's all I use. Obviously, I use hairstyling gel, I use water, I use all the other stuff, moisturizer, conditioner. But like, to actually get the twists going, that's what I use as a sponge. Like I've told you guys in the more recent videos, I've been starting to just twist on my own now because my hair is longer. But like, initially, that's literally all I use. I use nothing else. So I mean, peep game, I'm telling you, peep game. But it's low-key chill because the parting in the hair, obviously I have my bandana on right now, keep my hair on my face, but the parting on it, it's like, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's like, it's dang near like as good as you're gonna get using the sponge. So that's why I honestly recommend using it. And you can start with extremely short hair, so it's cool. Okay, something else that comes up quite a bit is how short and how, like, what's the minimum and maximum that my hair needs to be to actually start getting the locks, like how I did it. Well, let's start off with like how I did it. Obviously, here, let me show you, right? My hair was short as hell, and I would say probably about 2 centimeters. And it may not look 2 centimeters, obviously, because shrinkage, but it was probably about 2 centimeters. And like, me personally, I wouldn't have done any shorter than that. I made sure that like it was at a valid length where it would actually twist and it would actually do some. Because if your hair is short, right, it's like, it's not actually gonna twist anything. Wait, you can twist your dots, like, you know what I mean, like twist your scalp, like you're not twisting anything. So you gotta make sure that there's actually something there. And minimum wise, I'd probably say about 2 centimeters, right? About that length that mine's at. I remember when I got my haircut, I got my haircut very low, and I was like, I had to wait a minute to even think about starting it because it wasn't gonna work. And in the sense of maximum, obviously I didn't start from a higher point or a higher start, but based off what I've learned from what I've done, I wouldn't say no more than like 1.5 inches. And I mean like shrunk down, not like pulled out 1.5 inches. I'd say like shrunk down 1.5 inches. And I'll get into this more like in a couple minutes, but like it'll start, you know, messing with the roots a little bit, especially since in those beginning stages you do so much sponging. Minimum 2 centimeters, which probably correlates to about 2/3 an inch probably. And then maximum, I wouldn't say any more than 1.5 inches. I feel like even 2 inches is pushing it. So like 1.5 inches, that's max. Put the cap on that, and that's chill. And I know some of you guys just have longer hair, and you guys obviously don't want to trim your hair down because you just want to get the locks instantly. And honestly, I feel like that's cool for you, but for me, like I didn't do that, and I honestly don't think that it'll work in the way that you're looking for it to work. So just find another way to get your locks, or just don't use a sponge method, or just cut your hair. Like you gotta make sacrifices to make yourself look good. That's just the truth of the matter. All right, next thing we have is getting a haircut before you start your locks. For some of you guys, this may not be important, but especially for me, I think this is very important because here's the thing, right? Let's say you started, you know, sponging your hair before you got your haircut, right? Your haircut's not gonna be even, right? Because obviously, like, your dreadlocks are gonna start forming in spots that are uneven. So let's say you get a lock going like around right here, and then it's like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? You see what I'm saying, right? So let's say it starts like that before you get your haircut, and you get your haircut, and so the fade is like, it's like uneven. The fade isn't a straight line. I feel like that throws things off, and then it doesn't look right, and then you have to like cut certain parts. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want that. You want your stuff to be even, and that's like minimal activities to get your stuff looking nice. I mean, honestly. But really, like, if you want your stuff lined up even, and I'm sure most of you guys do, get a haircut before you even think about sponging your hair. Okay, let's say you get the haircut and like it's like not as fresh. At least you can still see the lines of where you want your dreadlocks to be and where you don't want them to be, you know what I mean? But like, if you don't have your haircut yet, it's hard to tell. And even the sponge, it's not like the sponge knows where you want your fade to be. So make sure you get that done beforehand. I wouldn't say, like I said, I wouldn't say it's crucial, but for those of you who want your shit lined up straight, line it up straight. And another thing about a haircut, right, is I have my hair cut just a little bit right here, and honestly it's only about like the length of a dreadlock. Make sure you get that figured out first, because what'll happen, right, is let's say you get your dreadlocks there, they're gonna be different sizes, and so when you cut them off, like I said, it's still gonna be the up and down, up and down. And honestly, I think that's what I did, is I got my dreadlocks up there and then eventually cut them off. And honestly, that's chill. You know, it's not even that bad. But like, if you do want your stuff straight, make sure you get that figured out too. I'll just tell your barber, I want a taper fade, or bro, just tell your barber I want a taper fade, or I want to get, bro, don't get the high top dreadlocks. Don't get the high top dreadlocks. Really, just get the taper fade, bro. I'm telling you, unless you want a full head of dreadlocks, full head or taper fade, or like even like a lower fade, just don't get that damn sky top. It's just, in the long run, you're gonna wish you did not do that. But other than that, in the sense of getting a haircut, that's all you really need to keep in mind, because people have been asking me. But yeah, so get the haircut before you start twisting. What did my daily routine look like? Well, yeah, for sure did not look like what it does now. If you guys go check out my other recent video, I put out a nightly routine of kind of what I do, and like I have other routines about like how I moisturize and condition my shit. But it definitely was not like that in the beginning, and I feel like some of you guys really have been looking for this, because you guys really want to know what it looked like in those beginning stages. So let's fucking go over it. So when I first started, let's give it the first 2 weeks, right? It strictly looked like this. First day was that first video that I put out, is how to get dreadlocks with extremely short hair. That was the first day. And what I did in the video was I picked out my hair, got my hair a little bit wet, and then I put styling gel, sponged until it was like crisp, I let that dry, and then I did another round. So I added a little more styling gel and did some more twisting and let that dry till it was crisp, like right. And obviously you're seeing my scalp, because I mean, you gotta, you know, sponge that shit. But that was the very first time I did it, and that's low-key how you start it. But after that, right, so like let's say the next day, next couple days, because I don't remember specific days on what I, you know what I mean, I knew what I did just as a joke. Anyways, next couple days, right, what I'll do is like, I'll wake up, go to the bathroom, a little bit of water, just a little bit, so it's like your hair isn't dry, you know what I mean, a little bit of water. I didn't put moisturizer in yet. I didn't start moisturizing till like a little bit further down, but I got my hair a little bit wet. Styling gel, I think first 2 weeks I used styling gel every single day, and it sounds absurd, but like I'm telling you guys what I did, because I want to make sure like you guys know what I was actually doing. I used it every day, and I think mainly because I was scared of it getting undone. Like, I knew I could get the locks with, you know, the sponge, but you know, I wanted to make sure that I was actually gonna lock as soon as possible. So I think I used a little bit of styling gel every single day for like the first couple weeks. I used water, right? So I'd go get some water, put a little bit of water in my hair, and then I would put styling gel in my hair, and I'd sit there and sponge, bro. Luckily though, so here's the thing, especially when your hair, when you start shorter, and this is why I say start shorter, you're not actually like twisting just the roots, you're twisting your whole dreadlock, you know what I mean? Because your hair is so short, you're twisting all that hair, and it's not just the roots, so it doesn't thin out in the way that this hair would thin out. If I were to take a sponge and sit here and sponge my hair like I did, then my shit would fall out because you're twisting just purely the roots and you're not actually getting the hair from the roots. That's why I was able to do that, and that's why it makes sense. So water, styling gel, twist for like until that shit was crisp every single day. I would either let it air dry. Actually no, I don't even think I let it air dry. I would always take a blow dryer and like dry it to make sure that styling gel was, you know, dry and stuff. And that's what I did. 2, maybe 3 weeks. That's what I was doing every day. I think after like the 3 mark is when I started changing things up a little bit. But you know, that's literally what it looked like from the beginning. Okay, so now that you have that beginning part, let's think. I think from like about month 1 to like month 3, I switched it so it was like 2 times a week. Sometimes I do 3. So I basically water, styling gel 2 times a week. But this is when I started using moisturizer a little bit, because I realized, okay, it's actually like staying in place and I don't got to think about it too much. This is when I started using moisturizer, making sure my hair was actually staying healthy and not drying out too much, you know what I mean? And then eventually at around 3 months, you know, I kind of just switched to doing it when it was necessary. So I mean, I did that when it was necessary. I didn't want to overdo it, so I kind of cooled down a little bit. But that's what, you know, those first couple weeks, first couple months, that's purely what it looked like, nothing else. Guaranteed, promise, no bullshit, none. So the thing is with products that I've learned, like just through using different things, is like, for one, some product just doesn't work for certain hair. Obviously, if you have curly hair, you wouldn't go get products that are used for straight people hair. Vice versa, you know what I mean? So like, honestly, for me, it's trial and error. The stuff that I use now, like it literally works perfectly for my hair, and I think it works for, you know, all types of curly hair. If you guys want to try this journey too, obviously find what product works best. But for me, I'll put what I use now, but initially, like, I wouldn't advise going to use that. I mean, you could try it, obviously, like I said, different things work for different hair, but for this, like the pure just curly hair, try the stuff I use now, and I'll make sure I link that in the description, so go check it out. All right, keeping your hair clean. So this was a big thing for me, like after that, I mean, even initially I was thinking about it a lot, because obviously I didn't want to mess up my hair, so I wouldn't wash my hair like in those first couple months, because I wanted it to lock without getting messed up. So I was keeping it in the back of my mind. I'm like, my hair is gonna get dirty, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, so let's really think about this. I think it was around 3 months is when I, you know, first washed my hair after doing it. A couple things I noticed is, for one, after washing your hair, it gets dry. It really does. 2, when you wash your hair, you really gotta thoroughly wash it, or else it's not actually gonna wash. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make sure you're actually letting your hair soak in the water. You're actually letting your locks soak up that soap, and you know, all that, I mean, not soap, shampoo. Don't put soap in your hair. And you gotta make sure you condition it too, because it gets really dry. After that, I think I switched to washing my hair like every month. As long as you're keeping your hair healthy, keeping those oils in, making sure you moisturize, you won't need to wash any more or any less. I wouldn't do any less, obviously, because you don't want your hair to get gross. But I wouldn't advise doing any more than that, especially to start off with. If you guys want to try washing your hair sooner than those first 3 months, can. But I mean, that's not what I did, so I didn't do that. I waited a while because I was a little paranoid. I feel like isn't everyone a little paranoid when getting locks? I mean, that's just it's a canon event. That's just what it is. Okay, last thing I have for you guys is the 4 stages of hair length. I feel like this is something that's not important, but it is important to just know. All right, so first stage is what I call beginner stage. I also call it the porcupine stage, and it's part 1 to the ugly stage. So basically what it is you first start off, and your hair's short, your hair's spiky like a porcupine, and you can see your scalp so clearly. And honestly, it's chill. This stage is the very beginning. Your hair is not locked yet. This is when you're kind of like asking yourself, should I trust this process? Can I trust this process? Is it really gonna work? Just stick to it. Just stick to it. This process, it's, you know, it is what it is. You have to go through it in order for yourself to get locks. And I feel like that's with any kind of dreadlocks. But for me, this stage was just, I was just really asking myself, am I really trying to do this? You know what I mean? But, you know, I stuck through it. That was the first stage. The second stage, this is what I call the locking stage. This is where your hair is actually starting to lock, or it should be locked, right? I think this is like month 3 to 6, right? Your hair is locked. No, this is probably like month 5 to 9. This is where your hair is locked, and this is where, you know, you're like, okay, I'm certain, you know, my hair is becoming dreadlocks instead of just, you know, hair with sponge hair. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this stage was chill for me. It was kind of the same thing as that first stage, but now I could actually trust what I was doing because I saw that my hair was locking, it was getting longer and all that. Next, you have the third stage. This stage was honestly chill. This stage was basically from like year 1 to year 2. And this is what I call the processing stage. It's when you're going from having those little stubby locks to starting to get hang time. That's why I call it, because you're processing, you know, from boom, point A to point B, right? So this is when you're kind of just waiting for your hair to, you know, start getting length. You don't really have to like twist it as often at this point. For me, like I twisted it quite a bit, but not too much, you know what I mean? Obviously not as much as those beginnings parts. I just made sure my stuff was moisturized, it was healthy, and it was growing as fast as it could, because that is like, at that point, that's what's really important. And the last stage, but not least, number 4, is we have dreadlocks. I mean, I don't know what to call this stage, because I mean, this is like, you know, you got your long hair, you can do stuff with it. You have dreadlock, you have hang time, your stuff's going like down here. But yeah, honestly, that's all there is to the 4th stage. That's kind of just like the process of me getting my locks on my own. Like, that's all I did. Everything I did was just, I did it myself. A lot of it was just trial and error and understanding these processes and just seeing what worked out for me. That's it for today's video. That's really just everything that I have about my locks and my process of how I got them. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up, because I'm giving you guys just everything, bro. Everything. So you guys can do this on your own without a fucking loctician, because that shit can get expensive. Join the TooSmooth fam. It's not too late. Never too late. And I will see you guys in another video. Turn on post notifications, because I will be having a lot more content coming out soon. Actually, it's gonna be a little more time because I'm going to college. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.